What's up everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to start the fabrication on the intercooler piping on this car. We're going to start with the hot side pipe first, and we'll move up to the cold side. So here's the hot side. It's just two bends, and the rest is straight, single plane. It should be relatively quick and easy. I think we're going to be able to forego the bracket. If I can, I'm going to. I don't really think we need it, but we'll see when we get there. Cold side. So I already had this cold side made, and I was starting to build another one to this. So a little bit ago I went out and I put this on, and I didn't love the way it fit. So we were kind of up into the headlight up in here, and over and on the side here, it'll sit like this. So on the side right here, we were into the tensioner for the accessory belt. So I think there's some tweaking there where we can make that better. So we're gonna go ahead and work on that. But first we're gonna knock this out, and then we're gonna get into that. So stay tuned, and let's get some fab work done. Alright, so we're going to get rolling on this. Right here we have a 50 degree, right here we have a 30 degree. We're going to take this piece of 2.5 inch 90 degree, 1.5 diameter, or yeah, radius is 1.5 times the diameter. So I think we can get both of these angles out of that one piece using this, and then we'll get out and we'll cut our straight tubes. But first, we're going to get this knocked out. Alright, so if you haven't seen me use this before, basically we have all of our degrees set up here. Here's 45, so here's 50, which is where we need to be. We have these slots in the bottom, so when we put this together, like that, the pin will slide down through and it'll lock on both ends, right? So go ahead and we'll slide this in, back to the pin, tighten it down, done. And we'll cut right along that radius, so we're not getting oval ends or anything. So that's pretty much all there is to it. Handy little device there. So, but alright, we're gonna get out and get this piece cut. Alright, so I'm not sure how I'm going to piece this video together. The last few clips I made like 2 weeks ago, and then just, you know, life was going on, and weather has not been the kindest, so it's kind of been tough to get out here. So when I got out here today, I just kind of got into some stuff. I didn't film it, but here's where we ended up on the hot side pipe. So in, I know the previous clips, I think I had a 30 degree here. I honestly didn't measure today, I just cut. Then I had this piece laying around. I think this is a 20 degree. Took that 30 off, it was a little too much. Threw this 20 on and cut 1 inch off this center section, and this just lines up perfectly now. So that's what I did today that I didn't get on film. I also threw the serpentine belt on. nothing exciting. So that's what you guys missed. Now what we're gonna get into, set this here. Now what we're gonna get into is cold side again. A few videos ago I started making one based off of this one that I built a few years ago, and I went to test fit this and I didn't love it. We were hitting the front of the headlight, and then the tensioner for the serpentine was kind of in the road. I'd like a little more space in between those than what this one provides. So I had some stuff tacked up. I kind of cut those apart the other week after I made that video, and now we're going to start kind of building that back up through and changing a few different angles and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to get into now. But that's about it. I just want to catch you guys up on kind of what you missed, just because this is like a half intro, almost like a full intro in the middle of the video. But let's get to that and see what we can get done. Alright, well, I didn't get a lot of time-lapse video on this just because I was running back and forth just fitting different stuff up. So basically these are all scrap pieces except for this 40 degree that I cut. And that's typically what I do. I find the scrap pieces I have laying around, kind of fit up, see what works, get my angles and stuff, and then I know what I need to cut, or if I can use the scrap pieces, then that's what I'm going to use. So I found that 40. This is just a straight, added a straight on to make sure I lined up there. That looks good. This rotated a little bit. So basically that's it right there. So I'm gonna mark that up. What's nice is that's all one straight piece, so that'll be relatively easy. But yeah, this piece down here, the bottom piece, I don't even know if you can see where I'm pointing. There you go, right there. Coming up, I actually took, I don't know what I took. I don't know what I have. I think this piece used to be the piece that came here, 90, and then to a short little 2-inch piece. Took it, flipped it over, put the 2-inch piece into the intercooler boot, brought that up around, and then this is the what was the top piece. But I don't know. I did that stuff the other week, so I'm not really remembering what I did there. But that gives me room, clearance on the headlight down in here, and then plenty of clearance up here. Where are you at? Right there. Right here on this tensioner. So I think that's what I'm going to roll with. What I do want to do is I'm going to go ahead and get this tacked up. Here. Probably going to do that for now. And just let this kind of the way it is, I guess. I don't know. But then I want to get this in and see how it looks, because I think when I designed this one over here, my goal was to kind of keep it like kind of straight, so it's kind of more, a little more prominent, you know. The issue with that is I could have it like up here, but the problem with that is that you're starting to run into some stuff, and I don't really like that. So I think I might just leave it like this as long as everything looks good. So I'm gonna start getting this marked and tacked. Alright, well, exactly 0.2 seconds after I shut the camera off, I changed my mind. I put a 3/4 inch piece in right here to kind of lift this up, bring this more into view. So I think I'm going with that. Pull this out. I'm going to cut this piece probably. Actually, you know what? I'm not. I'm going to leave it. And I'll put this together. I'm just going to use this as a mock-up basically. And I'll tack all that stuff together. So use that as a mock-up to build a fixture. But I think that's it, man. That's it. I like it. I love it. I do, in fact, want some more of it. So that's what we're rolling with. I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to mark this first. I'm gonna mark that before I pull it. All those get tacked up together, doesn't matter orientation. These are already tacked up, or only orientation that matters is here to here. Yes, cool, fantastic, that's what we're doing. Let's do it. All right, here we go. Where's my marker? There it is. Okay. Beautiful. All right, we're pulling it, we're tapping it, we're moving on. Let's do it. All right, there it is. Obviously still just tacked up, but I like the fit. Fit looks good. Like I said, it brings that up, kind of gives it a nice parallel look with everything. Looks really good. Still have plenty of room for the timing belt cover. The only thing is, when I put this in with where, the pulley and the headlight housing were, I didn't have enough room to wedge that down in. So I had to, I loosened the fuel filter up and pulled it up, slipped this in and then pushed it back and then dropped the lines down on top of it. Not a huge deal really at all. So it's just kind of a pain, which honestly they're all a pain to get in there outside of the stock one, right? So it just is what it is. I don't even know, maybe the stock one was, I haven't used it in years. But yeah, honestly, the way this looks, I'm very happy with it. So we're not welding these up yet because I want to get the intake stuff done and the hood stack, and I want to get this thing finished and back on the road. But basically what I'm doing is getting these mocked up so that way I can build some fixtures and stuff for them and then build them significantly easier. So this video, probably the next few videos, I'm not gonna weld these out. It might be a little bit till we get to that stuff. So I'm gonna set this off to the side now and move on. All right, so that's gonna do it for this video. Here is the tacked up hot side. Looks really good, fits really well. So we'll get that welded up here in the future. And then same with this cold side. Here it is. Once again, taking it out, had to pop that fuel filter loose and bring it out that way. So the one thing I've considered with this is, instead of bringing it up to that 90-degree boot, is to bring it up to a V-band and then build a piece coming off the intake over to that V-band and having a connection there. I think that would look really cool, but that would also increase the price a good amount due to the flange and the V-band cost. So just something I've been thinking about. We'll see if we do that in the future, just not at this moment. But you know, I think this piece still looks good along with that boot. And you know, if you have a if you still use the butterfly valve and stuff, you can still use it with this. So I like that idea. Here, coming up in the next few videos, I hope to get the intake done and a hood stack done. I'm going to try to get those fit up and knocked out, and then get the car finished up and back on the road before we go and start welding some of this stuff out and building the fixtures. I want the car back on the road, basically. So we're trying to expedite that. and time is somewhat of a premium at the moment. But hope you guys enjoy the video. Stay tuned for more to come, and thank you for watching.